How has being an LGBTQ impacted your life?
Most of our friends are in GSA or with LGBTA, and it helps improve us as a person and to understand life and that equality matters.
Coming out was hard because my family is relatively religious. So before coming out, I definitely lived my life differently. But ever since coming out, it's actually been a lot easier. It sounds cheesy, but it's actually true.
My family, before I came out, they weren't very accepting of LGBT people, and when I came out, my family told me, oh, it's a phase, you just haven't met the right guy yet. Still living in a phase 5 years later. Preach it.
Well, a lot of people, like with guys, they think they're more comfortable with me. And then with girls, like in the locker room, girls won't want to change in front of me because they think I'm checking them out or something. And some girls will even ask to like change in the bathroom because they don't want to change around me.
How have your friends and family reacted?
My family doesn't know that much, except for maybe a few, but most of my friends know, and everyone here is like more accepting for what I am and for what most people are.
My friends and family have all been extremely supportive of me. Besides my parents, everyone's been taking me very well.
Friends, all my friends just about have taken it. I've had a few friends who've decided that they can't be friends with me anymore due to religion or just not being comfortable. And certainly some of them, apparently, we can't be friends because they're afraid I'll hit on them, which isn't true. And then family, they said that they accepted, but they do jibes every now and then that let me know it's really not okay.
My dad was extremely mad the first night he found out, and then after that he was fine. He said as long as I was happy. My family was pretty accepting of it just because my grandma was also lesbian, and so that helped. And then with my friends, none of them really, they were surprised, but I didn't really lose any friends over it, which I'm lucky for.
My friends and family, most of my friends were pretty accepting of me coming out and saying that I was bi. But it was harder for me to kind of tell my family because my mom, she wasn't really accepting of it. Just the thought of me being bi, she didn't like it. She, as well as every other person that has probably mentioned that it's probably just a phase, but I know it's not a phase because I felt the feelings before. They haven't. They're not me. So.
Who has supported you through this, if anybody?
Basically everyone in GSA, anyone that's my friend, there's really no one in the school that hates GSA or LGBTA. They'll just either don't care or better.
Yes. Mainly my friends. I've had a few family members, the GSA teachers, and just friends I've met on the internet through programs like Trek Space.
I've met some cool people over the internet, and then some support groups I've gone to. My dad, no matter what, he's always been by my side, which has helped. And then friends here.
All my friends and my family, they've supported me. My sister, she's not that supportive because she thinks it's a phase. But she thinks it's a phase because I didn't come out right away. I came out when I was like 13 instead of like way back when I should have. But besides that, everyone's pretty supporting, especially GSA. It's good.
The main people who supported me through all this was my friends, which I'm really thankful for because without them, I'd probably be right now either in the guidance crying or not coming to school crying.
What do you wish to tell people who don't understand?
Why does it matter?
It wasn't a choice I made. I didn't decide to be discriminated against. I didn't decide to have issues with my family. It's the same thing, did you decide to be straight? It's not really a choice.
I'm going to tell you, you don't have to accept me. You don't have to like me. In fact, you can hate me if you want. But at the same time, I don't think it's right that you tell me what I can or cannot do. Because some of your life choices I might not like. I might not like you as a person or something. But I don't stop you from doing what you want to do. And I think, you know what? I can't tell you what to discriminate against or not, but I can tell you that you can't stop me from living my life happily.
Well, I would like them to know that they don't have to understand the LGBTQ lifestyle, and if they have a problem with it, not to really say anything. Like, if you don't understand it, if you don't agree with it, it's not your place to say anything. Like, no need to bully us, or no need to be rude, or like ask us all these rude questions. It's just a different lifestyle.
Has it caused any problems with your education?
Our school, I think, is one of the most accepting there is. No one has hated anything on GSA. People are actually supporting when people come in during GSA. No one makes a weird face or anything. It's like very accepting.
Like just this morning, I've heard quite a few comments about like, oh, that's gay and stuff. But
People
they
don't.
don't hate on people if they know that they are
The only thing about our school is people don't understand when someone says that's gay, they don't really know what they're saying right there. They don't know that could affect someone else around them. They're just really not understanding.
Yes, last year I was sexually harassed for most of the year, and it didn't really get better. You hear all the people saying, oh, just ignore it. If you don't give them attention, it'll go away. It doesn't really go away. You have to talk to your teachers, you have to have a support group of friends that accept you, and you just have to be comfortable in your own skin.
Basically what she said. And then a lot of the time, ignorant questions of like, oh, like they think it's all about a physical attraction or something like that. And they ask very, very rude questions that, no, just because I'm gay, you don't get to ask that. Sorry.
It's not, sometimes at school, people will like think some of my friends are gay just because they hang out with me. So I mean, that causes problems for them. So a lot of people don't really hang out with me anymore because they don't want to be considered gay just because they're friends with me. And besides that now,
Sometimes in school I will be told that it's wrong and that I shouldn't have said that I was bi. But it's their opinion.
Is it better to keep it a secret or tell?
depends on the situation you're in. Like if you're in an abusive household that will not accept you at all, it's probably better to wait until you're older and out of the house to tell people. But if people around you know will accept you and still love you the way you are, then it's okay to tell them, and if you trust them enough.
It's never good to lie. You shouldn't really lie. But to save yourself from being physically harmed or just mentally harmed still, you might have to pull a few white lies just to get through. But you should at least share who you are with your closest people.
It's better to stay in the closet if you're not in a safe environment. If you feel like you can't come out of the closet because of your situation at home or your friends at school won't be accepting, it is definitely better to stay in the closet. But on the flip side, if you think that you're in a comfortable environment and you have a support group that you feel like you can trust, you should definitely come out, because you don't know who else you interact with that could be in the closet that needs to know that they're not alone.
With that though, I'm gonna tell you now, I tried to keep it a secret for a while, but it eats you up on the inside. And to the people close to you, I understand like not wanting to come out. I mean, I was petrified. I mean, not even all my family knows, because I'm pretty sure if I told my great-grandparents, they would just about disown me because they're very religious. So it was the family basically decided we don't tell them. But at the same time, it's a part of who you are. And if you try to suppress that, and if you try to keep that down, it eats you up. So, I mean, outwardly, if you have to keep it a secret or lie, you should do that. But go online, there's tons of support groups out there. Join a GSA anonymously, or know who the members are and talk to them, because we're all there for a reason and we're all there to support you.
I think it's best for you to like come out, and if the situation is dangerous for you to come out, like say like home life or whatever, I think you should talk to another adult that you could trust and that wouldn't judge you, to like for them to help you resolve it and make sure that you'll be okay to come out.
Through our surveys, we discovered that a very large proportion of kids at our school said that they were okay with people being LGBTQ. How does that make you feel hearing that?
makes me feel
It
relieved.
could be better, but it's really makes me feel relieved.
Of course, there's always
It's
going to be
great.
someone that disagrees with anything. So being 90% or 95% that they are fine with it, that makes me rejoice because we're becoming equality here now.
Great, I'm really surprised, especially with how conservative the school is, and like, it's just really great to hear that, and I'm proud of the school for showing that it's okay.
We also asked people who aren't LGBTQ what they think. How have you supported LGBTQs?
Well, my friend came out to me and he told me that he was gay. So I always thought that it was really important that you should love who you want to love and be who you are and not just conform to what everybody else thinks. So I've always just been, if somebody tells me that they are gay, I will help them, and if I hear somebody else saying that, like, I get a little frustrated because I just think that maybe, even though it's their opinion, maybe they should get some information on it before they start making judgments about other people.
Well, most of my friends, and not anybody in my family, but people who actually matter to me, they're either gay or bisexual. They're something other than straight. I can't.
Mainly just by being friends to those who opened up to me and let me be part of their decision.
Have your views changed on them throughout the years?
No, I've always been accepting of LGBTQ people.
I kind of rub it in my family's face that I am very supportive of LGBTQ people because most of my friends are, and I accept them for who they are, but they hate it. They can't stand the idea of anybody liking anybody but the opposite sex. And
If you saw somebody being bullied for his or her sexual orientation, what would you do?
I would probably go up to the bully and ask them why they're doing this in the first place. And why is it their business what this other person does and who this other person loves?
I would probably ask them why they were doing it, and also I would help be a better friend to the person that was being bullied.
Why do you think people aren't supporting of LGBTQs?
A lot of people are ignorant. I'm gonna just say that because they don't even understand their way of living, and so they try to pin religion on it and say, oh, that's not right, that's not what the Bible says, that's not what I think. But I think that if you get to know the people who are LGBTQ, none of this matters because it's the personality of that person and the way that they talk and treat other people that really matters.
What do you wish to say to people who don't understand?
You should get to know someone first before you start making judgments just because of their lifestyle. And before you start making comments, bullying them, you should actually talk to the person. They'll like some of the same things you like. They'll have troubles in school like you do. They're not different from us, from the straight community. They shouldn't even be separate things because nobody should be treated differently because of the way they live.